Yeah, this is our second video, and this one is about education. From the first video, I spoke about the conviction and the vision of Kambel, and in that I indicated that our areas of prospect are in education, career, people, and business development. And I want to talk about education. In my first video, I indicated that one challenge in our educational system in Africa is learning is more or less just to chew and pour, and that is not benefiting our pupils and students a lot. Now, so Kambel is focusing on addressing challenges in education, not only in Ghana and Nigeria, but also in the whole of Africa. Now, in our area of endeavor, we want to address issues of teaching and learning materials. In the 21st century, teaching is supposed to be practical, and if the teaching is practical, it will no longer be just memorizing, but it becomes practical. The children can practice and they can imbibe the knowledge and they can use the skills. So we are looking at reviewing teaching learning materials. We are reviewing teaching learning materials, and we are looking at writing books which will make learning practical, looking at teaching and learning materials, both visual and audiovisual, and also charts that children can follow in the learning process and to make learning practical for them. So we are focusing on teaching learning materials, and in the center of that, writing of books, addressing it from the nursery up to secondary school level. I must say that on this one, I have written certain books, and these books are made practical, and those who have access to it can attest that those books will help children learn and make learning practical and lively. Going back to the school system, we know that generally school system is divided now into preschool, primary, secondary, and tertiary. Now, in the secondary section, is in some countries is divided into junior secondary school and senior secondary school, and some call it junior high school and senior high school. Some countries are still practicing the primary and middle school system. And for us, this is how we look at structuring the educational system. We are not touching policy, but we are looking at content. Our focus is on content. For that matter, we are looking at nursery, primary, junior secondary, or junior high school to SHS or senior high school. We are looking at it as an academic system. The concept of academic system we have looked at we think that the academic system will make education practical from preschool, that's from nursery up to secondary school level. And our focus is that in these levels, we help schools or we build our own schools both on and offline and make teaching and learning practical. One thing I want us to also note is that in this day and time, teaching is no longer focused on the teacher. The teacher is no longer at the center of teaching and learning, but the pupils and students are supposed to be at the center of learning. For that matter, we are trying to train teachers and make them facilitators, and that the teacher will know that in the school, in the teaching learning process, I must introduce the topic or the subject and make it practical. In the practicality, the children should participate or do much of the work, much of the talking. Then the teacher guides the pupils and students to the objectives of the lesson. So that is for preschool, primary, GSS, SS, and we are looking at it to organize that system into an academic system. On that, what we are doing now is we have developed an online system, and the online system, the name is Kambel International Academy. We are using that system to help pupils and students learn online and make the teaching learning practical. Then we are also looking at what we call Kambel Masterclass. A masterclass is supposed to help learners discover areas of knowledge and skills that they are lacking, work at it, and improve themselves. So we are looking at Kambel Masterclass, and that class will help our students try to discover other knowledge and skill areas and develop it. We are also looking at Kambel International Professional Institution, and we want to call it Kambel IPS. And the Kambel IPS, we want to develop it in a way that it will focus on professional training. So it's no longer, it will not be like theory. In our learning system and what we are developing, we are focusing on making sure that the teaching learning will be, the practical aspect should take more than 50%, meaning that it should be above 60% practical, then theory will be added. Then we are also looking at the university level. There's nothing too small, we believe, if you focus on it. So all these levels of education, we are trying to develop it, and we are developing it. We are implementing some parts of it to make it practical and that people can learn from us. We are not doing it in a way that we are drawing people to ourselves alone. No, we have already started working with some schools. For now, I'm working with some schools in Nigeria, and we are introducing the system. So I'm working as more or less a consultant to those schools to develop the academic system and make teaching learning practical. Apart from that, we are also looking at seminar and trainings, and those are all areas of training, area of knowledge that people need. We help them to develop themselves and become more effective in their thinking and the use of their brain and their hands. I must say that education is very important for everyone. When we talk about education, it is not only the formal system, there is what we also call informal system. And that, I believe, if a system has a problem, we must focus to solve the problem, and if we solve the problem, then that is what we call progress. For that matter, Kambel is working hard to influence education in Africa. And remember, at Kambel, we say we anchor vision and mission. And in education, it's our vision that education will become practical and will yield to the benefit of learners, and learners will not go out of school and before they will be looking at whether I'm capable of doing a particular job or not. They should be able to know areas of their interest, like I said earlier, and be able to pursue it. Therefore, remember once again, at Kambel, we anchor vision and mission.